Dads, uncles, aunties, brothers, sisters. This is really for the sisters, the mums, the girls, the ladies, our partners. Yeah? Boom, banking it, let's go. Clare's Law. Clare's Law, Clare's Law. Some of you might have heard of it, some of you might have not. I know a lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, let me not. I'll say a good amount of people in our culture, Bumble, has definitely not heard of Clare's Law. Yeah? And the reason why today I thought let me start the week with some explaining, bringing to light, and the importance of why this law is important. How it came about, its origin, and how it came about, and why we should be encouraging our moms, our daughters, our sisters. As dads, we should be encouraging our daughters, our sisters, as brothers, as children's parents that want to go back out into dating in this world, be encouraging them to use this Clare's Law. Reason being that there's no age where a man can be going mad, doing mad stuff, could have a history. And sometimes, to even be honest, the older the relationship, the more than likely more than likely will be the guy that's involved will more than likely have more of a history, if he has a history of violence or abuse or anything like that. Okay, so, and the reason being because I've been I was there was a story that I know about, and I saw Bouncer make a video about today, but I also been seeing it on my TikTok feed. No, not gonna lie, I actually first saw it on my TikTok feed. Yeah, and it was really like touching because for many reasons, and I'm actually going to do a full breakdown of that. Yeah, it's about a young lady called Kennedy. Yeah, Kennedy Westcar Saboch. I can't say her surname properly. Sabochu, age 25. Yeah, she died. Yeah, by the hands of her child's father. Yeah, which was a boyfriend at the time called George Goga Louise Tape. I believe he was going by Louise. Yeah, and I'm going to go into that story more tomorrow, but it's just that he managed to got found guilty on diminished diminished responsibility. He was handed a hospital sentence under the Mental Health Act. But we're gonna go into it tomorrow deeply so you understand. And the reason being, I said today, let me start the week. Let me bring some understanding. So there's some context, and there's no point. It's always good making videos and bringing awareness about stuff. But how can we? There's a saying, prevention is better than cure, right? So how can we circumvent, and look, this is something that my daughter made for me. Yeah. How can we circumvent and prevent certain things happening? Yeah. And Clare's Law is a law that was officially called the Domestic Violence Disclosure Scheme, the DVDS, but it sounds like DVDs. Like DVDs, it didn't make no sense competing with so they changed the name. And the reason being, yeah, the name, why people thinking, why is it Clare? Yeah, it was named after Clare Wood, who was murdered in 2009. Yeah, if you don't know about the story, it's a story where Claire was murdered in Manchester by her ex-boyfriend. He killed her, yeah, but the boyfriend had a history known of violence against women. But this information was never ever shared with Claire or shared with probably anyone in their social circle until this horrific act of unaliving Clare Wood happened, and it was a big uproar. So in 2009, the case that sparked the change, which, as I said, which was Clare Wood, she was killed by her ex-partner Michael Brown. No, I've said it wrong. No. Her ex-partner's name is not Michael Brown. Yeah, I take that back. Yeah, Clare Wood was killed by her ex-partner who had multiple prior convictions against women. After the death, Claire's father, Michael Brown, began a campaign, for the system that would allow individuals to check partners' violent past. So it was Claire's father called Michael Brown. Yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, it was Claire's father called Michael Brown that actually started the campaign. Yeah, but there always was a campaign called DVDS, but no one didn't. It didn't have. No one didn't know of it. You know, like there's a lot of information out here. There's a lot of things, a lot of policies that could benefit you, but the information is not given to us, or not known to us, or not we're not pointed in the right direction. So this video is more of a point my sisters, my brothers. As a father, I have a right. Yeah, I have a obligation to provide, to protect, to install knowledge, to educate my children. I've got a son, I have a daughter, and this is something that, as a guy, as a man, I don't want my daughter dating. She's a little girl right now, so she ain't got nothing to think about dating. She just thinks about princesses and unicorns. I love it right at that stage, but I know that I'm not an idiot. I'm a Virgo child. Logic. She's going to get older. She's going to want to have boyfriends. She's going to gain feelings for people, for guys or whatever. But this is a tool where our children, our sisters, our mothers can go into a relationship, go into knowing someone and feeling confident that the person don't have a past of doing violence. Saying that, obviously, playing devil advocate, some people don't have to have a past. Some people's past could be, their start could be you could be their start of their madness. You get what I mean? But I'm just saying, this will prevent a lot of stuff. This would have definitely could have prevented or would have prevented the case of Clare Wood. So in 2010 and 2012, the policy development, it changed substantially. Yeah. So following substantial campaigns, parliamentary discussions, the UK Home Office began reviewing how police could lawfully disclose past domestic abuse records while balancing privacy and safeguarding laws. Yeah. So they thought, how can they do this? How can they do this? And I don't know why. Like, they always want to care about the the nonsense, like the people that do noncy things or do like crazy crimes, like attacking women. Because that's something that, because I'm just putting it into context. When I got arrested and went to jail for my various crimes, nothing like this. I'm even thinking about, I've never been to jail for a violent crime. Yeah. I was named, shamed in the newspapers. In some newspapers, face, you know what I mean, address, like crazy, isn't it? Whoa, like, and really and truly, people didn't care about that. You know what I mean? People, when they're reading that, they're like, oh yeah, read about it, they don't know me. That's, you know what I mean? But this is something that this is people getting into relationships, people with violent passes, people with SA passes, people with child, like, you know what I mean? The lady has a right to know. So in 2014, yeah, the national rollout in England and Wales, yeah, came, yeah. So in 2004, and I don't know why it took so long for it to like for them to actually think, yeah, this actually makes so much sense, yeah, because like if they do mad stuff, free up the names, man. Man got named and shamed. I don't understand. And I know like if you do your if you do your right research and type the right things online, you'll be able to get everything. That's the joke about it. You get what I mean? So they introduced in March 2014, Clare Law was officially implemented across England and Wales under Domestic Violence the DVD scheme. Yeah, that name is so horrendous. The DVD, like, I ain't gonna lie, English, England, we're bad at naming stuff. We're actually kind of bad at naming stuff still, but cool. It introduced two key elements: the right to ask and the right to know. Anyone can ask the police if their partner has a history of domestic abuse. I think that is male or female, which is great because don't ever get it twisted. There's man out here getting abused by their partners, and they don't want to say because it might make them feel less off. You get what I mean? So, or there's guys that we all know of that one relationship that we got into and we were thinking, this person is what? You know what I mean? Just doing madness. The right to ask, the right to know. Police can protectively warn someone if they believe the person is at risk. So if the police know that, right, you're going out with a bad man or a mad woman, they might even just pull up to you and say, hey, you see your guy? Farabale, take it easy. He has a past. He's known for doing these things. So in 2021, the legal backing under the Domestic Abuse Act, Clare's Law, was placed in statutory footing in England and Wales. This is strengthening legal framework and made a scheme more consistent nationwide. So now it's basically part of the law, yeah. And the impact, yeah, the impact of Clare's Law. Since the introduction, 10,000 applications have been made. 10,000s of disclosures has been issued and warned individuals. Do you understand what I mean? 10,000 disclosures have been warned. Yeah, it has become a central safeguarding tool in domestic abuse prevention. Yeah. So, guys, you might want to know how do you use the service, and I'll tell you right now. So the best way, the quickest way to access the service is to call it's basically to call 999, and then if you can't speak, yeah, press 555, press 55, which is the silent solution. Also, you can call the National Domestic Abuse Helpline, which is run by a private company called Refuge. Yeah, there's many ways, but also you can just apply. You can go through the direct gov online. I'm trying to get the link because I'm going to add the link, yeah, in the bio, in the description of this one. So you lot can copy the link, save it, send it to your sisters, brothers, fathers. Just save it in your phone. Just save the link. You know what I mean? And it's a thing where that I'm gonna say something that's really important, yeah. And this is to all the girls, yeah, all the mothers, the aunties, the sisters, the fathers. This is how brothers. This is how we approach the situation without it feeling like we're being like it's a controlling or something like that, because something can seem like, oh yeah, you're being controlling because this is your sister's partner, mum's partner, and it'd be like, well, you know what I mean. And sometimes when a lady or a guy is in love, they go blind, yeah. But one thing I will say is that you should be able to tell your mum, your sister, your auntie, your daughter, if your partner is not willing to give you his full name, and also he's not willing, because I will say don't do like some things you can do hidden, but some things if you're actually trying to be in a relationship, be honest. Say, before I progress into anything, or I will need to put your name in Clare's law just to make sure that you've got nothing in the past, and so I feel safe. And if the guy has or the woman don't have nothing to hide, they should be like, yeah, take my name, because you can take my name. Take it, run it. You get what I mean? But also, it also allows the conversation if they have something that happened in the past. It could have been a minor situation. It could have been a situation that if there's context behind it, you might be okay. That was you then. You was immature. You might have been 18. Now you're 35, 40. You get what I mean? Dependent. Everything can be done, and nothing is wrong. Someone checking up a name because of safeguarding and preventing something, is that wrong? Or is that smart? You know what I mean? Because think about it. If we had a check that you could check, like someone that you're going to get into business with, if they've ever bumped someone before, you will run that check. If they ever ran away with money before, you could put this person's name and check if their street credit, because in life, you have two forms of credits. Yeah, you got street cred and you got like proper credit from the government, you know, like the credit, like CCJs and all of that, yeah? If your credit is done in both places, you're class. If you ain't got no credit, you can't get no boxes out there on the roads, or can't, you're class. It's the same kind of thing, yeah? Reason why I'm saying it, if there was a device or there was a system that you could find out if your business partner, someone that you're about to get into business with, has ever ran away with money, ever done bad business, ever done whatnot, you put the name in, because prevention is better than cure. And which one is more worse? Losing some money or losing a life? Getting beaten up, getting abused, getting mentally abused, getting psychologically abused, or doing some bad business. I know doing some bad business can send someone over the wall, but as I'm trying to make you guys and make everyone understand the importance of Clare's law, and this is something that I will personally be teaching and implementing with my daughter, and also my cousins, like, because I have young cousins, some of them I call my local sis and that I know they're of age, they're outside, you know what I mean, they're enjoying their life. Not outside like that, please. I don't know, you get what I mean? But Clare's law is something that all cultures, but I'm really speaking to my culture right now, my people, we need to start implementing. Don't think that, oh yeah, because I'm 40, because I'm 50, I don't need. No. There's mad man, there's mad woman that's in that age group that is looking to do some madness, that's looking to, yeah. You see the stuff that I watch some mad stuff, and I'll be like, fam, like, there was deep, like, didn't you see the sign? Like, and you see where it is. Also, the reason why I'm saying the older people is even more is even more to them. Yeah, is we need to teach our youth, the youngers and that, and our sisters and that, to use this, because the generation is going mad and the prevention is better than cure. But the reason why I say the older lot is more the younger lot and the older lot. The young, I would say the under 18s and the under 25ish and the over 40, over 30, over 35, 40. Yeah, ish. The reason why I say over 35, 40, because I don't want to generalize, but when a lady gets to that certain stage of life and they're single, certain ladies get to a certain level of desperation. And desperation will have you disregarding blatant red flags, blatant shit, just to have a companion. And that goes vice versa. There's guys, when they get to that stage in life and they think, oh, rah, I might pull the chokey soon, you know what I mean? I just need someone around me. I just need I just need someone consistent, like, you know what I mean? They'll settle and just, they'll be, you know what, yeah, it's cool. But it will get to that stage where the person that you believe that you're with, just through desperation, just through, I want to be with someone, because you ain't studied the person, because you were so eager and you were so fixated on, I can't be by myself. And sometimes it's not really, the thing is that it's not that you really are bothered of being by yourself or not. It's just that we live in a time where people gives a fuck what everyone else thinks and what it looks like from the outside. So when some, especially for the females, yeah? So when it looks like, oh yeah, you're single and you're at a certain age and the desperation, people start doing desperate things and start settling and start doing all these dating apps, all that shit. I don't believe in none of that. I'm a modern guy. Everyone that I've had, any female or anyone that I've had a good substantial relationship with, I met them naturally. None of this dating app, none of this, you get what I mean? And nowadays a lot of things are gone. So we need to use these tools to try to prevent stuff. So guys, girls, mums, dads, I know I ain't told you to like and comment and subscribe yet, but you know, guys, I'm on the road to 2K. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's going slow. We're doing the tortoise right now, but we don't mind we're doing the tortoise, because, you know, slow and steady, it wins the race, yeah? Boom, bam, connect. And if you ain't got the book, go get the book, Rich Trapper, Poor Trapper, link in the bio, in the top bio. We're going to put the link for the Clare's Law in the description bio. Copy that link. If one thing I want you to do today is copy that link so you have it, and you're just able to send it like, yo, boom, watch it. Well, he doesn't want to tell you the name, collapse that. Well, she don't want to tell you her name, collapse that. She gave you a fake name, collapse that. He was able to open up. She was able to open up and tell you about the past. It's good, because honestly, I ain't gonna lie. See me, I'm so big on accountability, repentance, allowing people to, you know what I mean? There's some things that some people might not be able to come back for, but yeah. But Clare's Law, let's use it. Let's safeguard our women. Let's not just say let's safeguard. Just use these tools. Let's try to find the tools out here and the tools that we can produce and we can bring together to actually safeguard our women. Yeah? Like, comment, and subscribe. Whoosh.